Now we are going to start with fertilization and implantation. Already in the introduction topic we have studied what is the meaning of fertilization. The ovum and one sperm will fuse together and form a zygote, that is called the fertilization. So in human reproduction, how the fertilization takes place, where the fertilization takes place, we are going to study. Then once the fertilization is over, the zygote, the fertilized egg, how it is attached with the wall of the uterus, that is called the implantation. The attachment is called the implantation. That also we are going to study in this video class. Now just I will take here the diagrammatic representation of the uterus, not only the uterus, even the fallopian tube of one side I will take. This is the fallopian tube. Now these are the fallopian funnel and the fibri. Now here the ovary is present here. Okay, this is the ovary. Now in the menstrual cycle we have studied. In the follicular phase, in the ovary, the ovum is produced. During this luteal phase, there is the ovulatory phase, the ovum is released from the ovary and it is entering into the fallopian funnel. Then the last phase, luteal phase, the ovum is slowly moving in the fallopian funnel. It will take long time, many days, maybe 5, 6, 7 days like that. Imagine that the unfertilized egg, that is the ovum, is moving in the uterus. For the movement of the ovum, the wall of the fallopian tube is gently contracting and relaxing, pushing the ovum slowly forward towards the uterus. It is called the traveling of ovum in the fallopian tube. Now when the ovum is traveling in the fallopian tube, imagine that the male sperms, male gametes called sperms, are introduced into the female reproductive tract. Okay? During this sexual mating, the sperms are introduced. The sperms can actively move. So the sperms can spread everywhere in the uterus. They move. And a lot of sperms are also entering into the oviduct, otherwise called the fallopian tube. They are moving here. They are also moving in all directions. Because enormous number of sperms are produced. About 300 billion sperms will be there at one time of a deposition of the semen. Now a lot of sperms are moving. Now they are moving into this fallopian tube, and imagine that a group of sperms are approaching this ovum. A group, maybe a few, 10, 15, 20 like that. But only one sperm is having contact with the ovum and it is penetrating and entering into that. That is called the fertilization. Now this union of a sperm and the ovum is called the fertilization to form the zygote. The actual place of fertilization, most of the time if you take, it is fallopian tube. Sometimes in the objective type of question they ask about which is the actual site of fertilization in the female reproductive system. It is fallopian tube, otherwise called the oviduct. It is a place where the fertilization takes place. Now I am going to take how the fertilization is taking place. Little detail we will study about it. Now everything is happening in the fallopian tube. Now this is the ovum. This is the ovum. It is having a nucleus. It is having a number of chromosomes, cytoplasm, everything. Now this is the part. Now surrounding that, cells are present. Already we have studied about it. Now corona, zona pellucida, corona radiata, and also theca, like that. A lot of layers of cells are present around the ovum. Okay, now these are all the cells. I am not telling each and every layer. Already we have studied. As I told about zona pellucida, corona radiata, and also theca, external theca, internal, like lot of cells are covering it. Assume that one sperm. Now this is the nucleus of the sperm. It is having a number. This is the middle piece and the tail. Now it is coming and approaching. Now in the structure of the sperm we have studied one cap-like structure, one bag-like structure is present at the tip of the nucleus. It is called the acrosome. It is called the acrosome. Now the sperm is coming and approaching the ovum, but the sperm is touching only the surrounding follicle cells. They are called the follicle cells, surrounding follicle cells. But how it is entering we are going to see. Now in the surrounding follicle cells of the ovum, as I told about, zona pellucida, corona radiata, theca externa, theca interna, lot of cells are there. All the cells are binding with each other with the help of a chemical substance that is called hyaluronic acid. The name of the chemical substance is called hyaluronic acid. With the help of the chemical, all the cells are strongly binding, not allowing the sperm to enter. But once the sperm is coming and touching this these cells, the acrosome will burst open. The acrosome will burst open, will rupture, and it is releasing a chemical. Already we have studied. The chemical is called hyaluronidase. It is an enzyme. What this hyaluronidase will do? It will dissolve the hyaluronic acid. It will swallow. It will dissolve. But once the chemical is removed, the hyaluronic acid is removed, cells are free. They are released. Now once the cells are free, now the head of the sperm, that is the nucleus, can easily penetrate through this, and it can easily penetrate through the plasma membrane, and the nucleus of the sperm will enter into the cytoplasm. So for this chemical is very, very important. Enzyme is very important. Hyaluronidase, which is present in the acrosome as acrosomal fluid. Okay, it is helping in penetration. But once the nucleus enters into, the middle piece and tail will stay out. They won't enter. Only the nucleus of the sperm will enter. Now inside the ovum, two nuclei are there. One is the nucleus of the ovum, which is having n number of chromosomes. Another one is the nucleus of the sperm, which is having n number of chromosomes. So slowly the two nuclei are fusing with each other. I will draw another one. But the chemicals, all the layers will be there. Now the two nuclei will fuse with each other. Okay, they will fuse with each other and form a common large nucleus. The nucleus is having 2n number of chromosomes. Once the nucleus is becoming a single nucleus with the 2n number of chromosomes, then the ovum is not called a ovum now. It is now called a fertilized ovum, otherwise called a zygote. But once the zygote is formed, even other sperms will try to enter, because lot of sperms are coming. Some more sperms also will try to enter. But what will happen? Once the nucleus of the sperm enters into the cytoplasm, immediately the cytoplasm of the ovum is activated and some granules are produced. Granules means tiny chemical substances are produced. They are called cortical granules. So the enormous number of cortical granules are produced in the cytoplasm of the ovum. These cortical granules are coming out of the plasma membrane and they join together and they form a thick coating over the plasma membrane of the ovum everywhere. Now this new membrane, what is formed by the cortical granules, is called the fertilization membrane. Fertilization membrane. Now this fertilization membrane will not allow any more sperms. Only one sperm is already allowed. Suppose other sperms are coming now. They cannot dissolve this fertilization membrane. It is a tough membrane. Hyaluronidase cannot dissolve this, so other sperms will not be allowed to enter. The entry of many sperms into ovum is called a polyspermy, but it is prevented. Prevented means it is stopped with the help of fertilization membrane. So that's we have completed about fertilization. Now we are coming to implantation. Once the fertilization, all the changes are over, now the zygote is present here. This is called a zygote. The zygote is otherwise called a fertilized egg. Now the fertilized egg is keep on moving in the oviduct, fallopian tube, and finally where the uterus is well prepared, the endometrium is thicker, there the fertilized egg will come and attach. Now that is called implantation. Once the implantation is over, the pregnancy starts. Now the fertilized egg, the zygote, is undergoing a lot of changes and the pregnancies are formed, and during this pregnancy period, the complete fetus means the young baby is developed. Once the complete fetus is developed, the fetus will be delivered. It is called that is a parturition, childbirth we can say. So in the next, that is here, we will take how the implantation takes place, how the wall of the uterus is prepared. Now already we have studied, once the follicle is ruptured, the ruptured follicle is changed into one endocrine gland. It is called a corpus luteum. It is secreting one hormone called the progesterone. Now the progesterone is also called a preparatory hormone. It is also called a pregnancy hormone. The progesterone comes to the wall of the uterus, preparing the wall of the uterus. How it is preparing? The endometrium is becoming thicker and thicker to some extent. Now that is the region where the implantation is taking place. So the implantation is with the help of progesterone. If the egg is fertilized, the progesterone will be continuously secreted throughout the pregnancy period, 280 days, and the place will be kept in proper way. The attachment will be there, very stronger, so the complete pregnancy will be over. So the progesterone is also called as pregnancy hormone. If the egg is fertilized, if the egg is not fertilized, 20 days it is getting over. Otherwise, it is called a pregnancy hormone. So this is one small topic, fertilization and implantation. Now after this, we are going to study about the pregnancy. Now the fertilized egg is attached. Now how the development is taking place? What are the changes are happening in that? That we are going to change about it. That we will see in the next video.